going around in the city with their rifles and this, that and the other. But the city was almost normal. There was no disturbance at all.
Which city was this?
Ambala.
Okay.
In fact, my sister had to go some operations. She had developed some problem with her chest. So she underwent some surgery and it was done very well and she recovered in about a week's time. So on 18th of September morning, no, on 17th, it was announced that a goods train will be going to Lahore and anyone who wants to go to Pakistan, they can go. Now, since I had almost no money, no communication, no nothing, so I decided that I will go. In fact, the people with whom we were staying, they also decided they will go.
Before leaving there,
Huh.
you said two things. One is about the caps, and the other one is the meaning of Pakistan.
Huh.
What were those?
Say again.
The meaning of Pakistan.
I told you that the meaning of Pakistan was that a country would come into being with the name of Pakistan, and why it is called Pakistan was because people...
Right. No. You but also said, what is the meaning of Pakistan? Pakistan ka matlab kya hai?
La ilaha illallah. That used to be the... at Lucknow, there used to be students, Muslim students used to, in large number, they used to take out what you call jalus.
Processions.
Hmm?
Procession,
yeah. And there the chanting was Pakistan ka matlab kya, la ilaha illallah.
So this slogan or this belief that the Muslims had, that Pakistan meant there is no God but God. And
yes, in Pakistan we will live as Muslims, we will be able to follow the Sharia.
Okay.
And we will live as Muslims and we will be independent and we will not be under Hindu rule or anything or even in English.
Okay. What was the fear of the Hindu rule? The one you said about Bande Mataram.
The fear, there was no fear. They wanted to dominate on Muslims. And since thousands and thousands of Hindus had converted to Islam, the Hindus were dreaming that after they come into control, they would be able to convert the Muslims back into Hinduism.
Okay.
So they said, you will have to agree to chanting Vande Mataram and other things. You will do this if you want to greet anyone and many other things.
And it was not acceptable to the Muslims?
It was not acceptable to the Muslims.
Okay.
For instance, the cow would not be allowed to be killed.
Okay.
Which under the British there was no restriction and beef was available in open market everywhere.
Okay.
And the Hindus would say that even now in India you cannot kill a cow.
Okay. So all of these things. What about the economical situation? Did the Muslims have this feeling that the Muslims would be subjugated when the British leave?
In fact, let me go back a little according to what I have been thinking. When the British took control of Indian subcontinent, they had overcome the Muslim rule. In fact, they had killed the Muslim king known as Bahadur Shah. So, but they saw and they encouraged the Muslims to indulge into useless activities like indoor games, like cockfights, like dog fights, and and poetry. Even some British poets were there who had acquired good knowledge of Urdu and they could compose poetry. Whereas the Hindus were businessmen and the British encouraged them to diminish any effect left by the Muslim rulers. And And that is why the Hindus went up and the Muslims went down.
Okay.
Or the biggest point was the economics.
Okay.
The Muslims, what I observed in my lifetime, that few of them had risen to high posts, but generally they were clerks and overseers and subordinate jobs.
Okay.
A man living in a gully getting a 30 rupees pay in a month was a happy man. He could not even think of a plot or having a new house or anything. He used to smoke bidi, and after his work was over, he used to play cards
Okay.
or go to cinema,
Okay.
where the cheapest ticket was 2 annas
Okay.
that he could easily afford. So that is why the Muslim community went down, both economically and culturally.
Okay.
And the Hindus, somehow or the other, they went, the majority of them held high posts.
Okay.
In fact, when the elections took place, the Hindus were there, the chief minister and the other minister, there were hardly, if there were 10 ministers in a cabinet, 1 or 2 would be Muslim and the rest would be Hindu.
Okay.
And that was the start of subjugation.
So mentally the Muslims were being subjugated
Yeah,
by the Hindus.
yeah.
And they feared that when the British leave.
But nobody realized this. Even the Muslims did not realize this.
Okay.
They were so free from all this effect. They just lived their life. And if a man was born under British rule and he died, he lived a very, very peaceful life, the most peaceful life. While the British are known to be rulers and this and that, but during their rule the life was extremely peaceful. And during wartime, both Hindus and Muslims contributed to the war fund as best as they could.
This is, you're talking about 1940s World War II.
Yes, I remember the day when Hitler attacked the town of, there was a town in Poland, I can't recollect the name. It was 1st of September 1939
Okay.
when the war started.
Okay.
And it kept on escalating when in 1941 probably America also jumped in.
Okay.
And then the war extended in the North Africa to Japan and of course the Europe was the main battleground.
Okay.
Till 1944 when the British attacked the Europe, the German forces under the command of Eisenhower, General Eisenhower. And that day was known as the D-Day.
Okay. And you are an army person. Were you an army person then? Did you?
No. I was a student.
Okay, you were a
I
student.
was a student of 7th class when the war started.
Okay.
And the war ended in April 1945.
Okay.
At that time, I had done my matriculation in 1943.
Okay.
And I was a student in engineering school,
Which engineering school?
Habit Engineering School, Lucknow.
So you went actually to an engineering school.
Yes.
Okay. How many Muslims fought in World War II approximately? Do you have any idea?
How many Muslims were killed?
No, how many Muslims fought in the war in World War II?
Muslims were caught.
Fought. They were in the Indian army.
No, a large number of Muslims.
How many do you
Especially
think?
Punjabis and the Hazaras and the Pathans.
So you think 1 million Indians were in the war?
But it is difficult to say. I can't say. But maybe, yes. Maybe 1 million went to war.
Okay.
But in the army, they were Muslim soldiers were kept separate from Hindus. That is what I know.